This is the Diamond Education Podcast.
It might be helpful to understand the method that we use to make connections to faith. It comes from an organization called FACE, the Foundation for America's Christian Education, and it's called the Principal Approach. And the specific method used within that kind of philosophy of the principal approach is called 4Ring. And it's something the school has used for a few decades now. You research an academic concept, that's the first R. And you use the very best books to do that, primary sources, and original writings, right? And great books, great literature, classic literature. Then from that research, you reason second R, a principle of faith that comes out of it. So and this one that this Muslim doctor is helping me with today, we've talked about mountains and the formation of mountains from magma and from tectonic plates and how they're different. And that's the academic concept. But from that, he's reasoned a principle of faith. In the Quran, it talks about how mountains are pegs that Allah has created to support and strengthen the earth. And we are like mountains too. We stand on the shoulders. He uses Mount Everest as this example. Mount Everest is 5.5 miles tall and it's 87 miles deep.
Wow.
So if you look at that in an image, you can see that as tall as it is, the tallest mountain on the earth, it's still much shorter than the actual mountain, the size of the mountain. And he said, you're like mountains. You stand on the shoulders of your ancestors, your family, your imam, your faith leaders, and ancient prophets, right? And how can you support each other? Well, you support your family, right? The family that will come to you one day. And so again, that's the relate. That question: how can you protect and support the people around you? How can you be a mountain or a peg in the Quran as it's explained? And that's the third R. So research, reason, relate, and then record. After we've learned this, what do we do? How do we demonstrate learning? There's lots of ways to demonstrate learning, and you do that through writing, you do that through acting, you do that through singing, you do that through some project. There's lots of ways that you can celebrate and record learning. So that's the 4Ring methodology.